phase.
Yes,
Pick.
and
But
then
Ling was,
Haya Ling second.
yeah.
So they could have prioritized
exactly.
it. Oh no.
Correct. I think
Alright.
Occupy Throne just doesn't really know how to prioritize this pick, but we got to take a look at the draft.
Yep, going into game 2, this is where decisions are going to be made, possibly feelings hurt, but games are won and lost off of what is going to go down. Here we go. Once more, RRQ Akira on the play. I was expecting to switch up here, but no, they're doing the same thing. Franco and Fanny taken out, and then Occupy Thrones banning out the carry and the glue.
I kind of feel like they understand, is it really worth banning all EXP laners for Takashi? Because I kind of feel like he had an entire year to basically trade all of the meta EXP laners and then some.
I think the best part is that I think RRQ identifies the mission right here is just to basically ban away the Fanny, ban away the Franco, ban away the Kaja, which Maro used in the previous game. Occupy Thrones will trade that ban with a 1-1 ban, but this opens up to the Joy.
And there you go, Astro Thunder still gets his hero anyways. The Joy comes through, and mind you, this is still a flex. We have seen King play this.
Here's the thing, right? Joy, like, it started off very slow, but now it's really catching steam. 1-1 is #1 in pick and ban rate with 100%. Gee, I wonder why.
Man, like, the 1-1, super broken, especially when she gets into the air, spreads all the damage all across the board. But even with the recent nerfs, it's still not enough.
Looking at this, right? So Valentina picked up again. When I see a Valentina, I think of control. I think of team fight. So I'm looking at the draft from Occupy Thrones. I want to see a team fight composition.
Yep. We're looking sure that, you know, Occupy Thrones will pick up a team fight composition. First ingredient for that team fight composition is a tanky frontline. There you go. That's the Fredrin going in. No feel for the carry at all because, you know, Occupy Thrones has always already banded away. Now, I think the biggest question from the side of RRQ Akira, where is this Joy going to be? Because Jungle Joy doesn't look as delicious anymore. It feels like a EXP Joy is the way to go right now.
Yeah, okay, so I agree. Let Joy be there. So I feel like in this situation, don't pick up a clear-cut jungler just yet because you said as well, King can use this hero. So wait until the end of the draft to make a decision. With Eve as well as Cho picked up, this is a very strong dual mid lane because they can have a lot of control because yes, Cho is a catch hero, but the thing is, because of his Jit Kundo, he has AoE crowd control as well. So this is actually a good answer towards a possible team fight composition where you have a lot of control in the slows with the Eve as well as the knockups with the Cho.
Yep, and this leads into the current storyline, the path, the narrative for both coaches drafting is everyone's non-committal, except for Coach Mundo, who picked up on what we were saying. You gotta give Leo an assassin, and at first I thought they were gonna, take this to their grave, flex that Fredrin until the very last minute, but no. Leo said, Coach, look at me, I need the assassin.
Yeah, I need the assassin, goes for the higher. Preferably, I prefer the Link because you got the global map presence, but I mean, as long as Leo is comfortable on this assassin, that's great. Now, your biggest target that you need to look out for is definitely that Eve. You want to try to land the shadow kills on top of the Eve, burst them down, but then again, there's also that tricky part, right? Joy can always take the aggression from the shadow kill and then run away with it.
So that's why the way that I'm looking at drafts right now, if you're picking up in the Hayabusa, what's the follow-up is going to be very important because you need someone to isolate absolutely anyone, right? So and you got to make sure that you get to dictate how people are isolating yourself because throughout this M4 World Championship, you can't really rely on your opponent to isolate themselves from their own teammates. So you need someone to force it out. Again, Akai is not good here, but I'm thinking of something like an Akai where you don't get to choose where you're going to be at, and then the Hayabusa could take control. So I'm looking at the draft. If they can pick anyone that isolates someone from RRQ Akira, because you're saying that the target is the Eve. How can you be sure the Eve will anyways be alone?
It doesn't even have to be isolation in the fact of an ult, right? It doesn't even have to be the fact that I can, through my skills, do that. It can be just the nature of the hero. So I'm also looking at possibly a Kufra. The Kufra is solid looking right now.
Your team is picking.
I definitely agree, but it's going to be the Lunongs being picked up by the side of Occupy Thrones. I feel like the Kufra should be there in game number 1, but it got slipped away. But RRQ Akira will confirm that Broody for Gusta Lagusta. Now the question is that the Lunongs gold lane?
I think so. I personally
Yeah,
think
it
so.
is.
Because I don't think anywhere else she should be, because the Valentina is definitely a way better mid laner, and they're finishing off with the Hilda, so kind of isolating because you're pushing people away.
Yeah, and you're going in the bushes before they do. So when they check in, oh, no, not here, not here. So you scramble your opponents. I see the concept. And now as an overall draft, looking at Occupy Thrones, what they have brought to the table, it looks better. But if there is one thing I have to nitpick is the fact that they left Gado again in that very, very late game island.
Yeah, very late game island, and looking at the draft coming in from RRQ Akira, they're actually drafting in a way they could possibly end the game without even fighting, because they can just push everyone away from neutral objectives and have Broody shredding on those turrets like no one's business.
That's correct. Broody is a very heavy, hard hitter. Yes, in my opinion, Broody is not really good at team fights, but when you have that Yves to spread out this box, you have the threat of the Cho to come in and Jikundo, you have the threat of the Lapu Lapu with the Rabius Warrior, the Broody could just free hit that turret out of control.
Let's see if the plans will come through for either of these teams, because one of them's going home tonight. This is game 2. It's match point for RRQ Akira going up against Occupy Thrones.
Yeah, looking at this game right now, again, I want to see how both roamers are actually going to do their thing, because as the Hilda, right now, King is on the Joy. I want to see if the Hilda is going to put a lot of pressure. Maro is here, giving pressure, but unable to really secure the buff. So right now, he's just going to run away.
I mean, it's going to be King zipping, zapping around, but Maro, looking a little bit low. The regen kicking in right here. Lewis, the Jikundo doesn't connect for now. Maro will walk away, but King uses the Retry.
Oh, difficult situation. I think RRQ Akira committed a little bit too much to trying to get Maro down, and I think that's mission accomplished. I think Occupy Thrones should be happy with that first minute.
I agree. They really should be happy. So now, what's next? Because looking at how Maro is playing, slowing down RRQ Akira's rotation is actually quite key. But then, what's next? They gotta wait for Leo on this Hayabusa to look at all the information that he has. Okay, Maru, where are they? 3 people around the bottom side of the map. Okay, I'm gonna go top. I'm gonna secure a kill.
Yeah, a lot of brush control right here. It's gonna be Maro diving all the way to back line. King zipping, zapping around once again. No ultimate. I think they're just gonna touch and go.
And this is something that RRQ Akira took advantage of in game 1, right? The fact that Occupy Thrones had no vision. They had to, again, just in the most savage way, check in with Maro's life on the line, but now Maro can just run away.
Yeah, okay, Maro is looking at a good situation, but looking at both sides of the map, I'm looking at EXP as well as gold lane. In terms of damage, I kind of feel like you got more damage around the gold lane. So I kind of feel like if they do want to dive, if they do want to get some kind of engagement, they got to go there. But it looks like right now, they're starting up a fight around Turtle.
King is hovering around the turtle pit. Maro opening it up. Lewis trying to scout around for pickups. If they have to let go of the turtle, it's going to be reset for now.
Wow, the respect from both teams is like, okay,
man.
I understand what you're putting on the table, and I fear it, and I respect it, but who's going to pull the trigger first? King, just working on this turtle. Still, Tekashi jumps into the back line. Knocked out by Hulk. Oh, it started!
Oh, he's going to be starting right now. The turtle will be slain by King. It's Tekashi with the Rabius Warrior. Leo nowhere to be going.
Hey.
But, he's able to slip on the way. Leo, only 1 HP. Lewis has to burn the flicker at the same time. The kick going in as well. King is just wrecking havoc.
Yeah, that I was surprised. I thought he died as well, but
same.
I guess he managed to use his ult on time to actually run away from the fight. But look at this, Occupy Thrones. King is getting... Look at Maro, yes! Maro's chasing,
He's chasing.
King is there,
One
and he
ultimate,
got
but
it!
he will be traded by Sagan. I mean, is this worth it?
I think it is, honestly. Anytime a roamer dies for a jungler and you're close to parity, keep doing it.
Right now, I'm looking at the items, and again, I'm gonna stay with my point. If they actually want to get kills, I kind of feel like this is weird, this is uncharacteristic, but they got to go towards the gold lane for both teams. I mean, because Brody early game actually has a lot of damage. In fact, look at this Blade of Heptases. He has the damage. So right now, both teams Occupy Thrones. I kind of feel like just go up in gold lane.
but neither team are thinking that. Maro is pressuring mid and bottom. I think it comes down to a turtle spawn, right? Like they still want to help build that up. And again, here you'll see how the timing, again, is so different for Occupy Thrones because they want to make sure Gado is ready, but wait, they catch Maro.
Oh, Maro, the kick going in as well, but it's a sideway kick. Look at the edge of the real one manipulation. Maro, he walks away like a boss.
I mean, I guess this is why Malaysia likes Hilda, because so annoying. You think you got the kill, but the moment there's a bush there, you kind of always forget how much healing you get from that.
The level of knowing how to balance out the damage from the Maro's Hilda is just way too crazy. And now Gado building in with a clock. Let's take a look at the emblems.
Yeah, looking at the emblems right now, it looks like Leo understands. For some reason, Hayabusa needs a little bit more damage, so he's sacrificing a little bit of his movement speed for the damage. And right now, Luis is going up against Maro, and it looks like Maro is winning the trade. Roamer against Roamer violence.
Again, the fact that they're playing with a Lunox just shows that they're willing to make sacrifices, and it's a full-on engage.
Shadow kill going in at the same time. Gusta has to run away. Now here comes Ferrari 77. Real own run manipulation. Gusta just walking around, but will get shut down by Ferrari 77. Luis kick Maro all the way back to no man's land. Saigon will pick that up. It's a 1-for-1 trade.
Again, Maro for anyone from RRQ Akira is a good trade, especially since Gado's not suffering just yet. Hey, they put an assist on that gold laner.
And I just like looking at a fight around the goal lane, so now they're freeing things up a little bit. Fury 77 got the
purple?
He protected the purple.
Oh, wow.
It's on him instead of King. So again, that's a check for Occupy Thrones in the mid game.
Everything is going superbly well for Occupy Thrones in a very awkward way. RRQ Akira, I don't know. Everything is looking slightly okay for now in terms of the goal lead. Super even.
Oh, you hear that? Conceal, Luis looking for an engage, but Maro spots him again. The vision game making the difference.
Yeah, the Hilda is just so annoying to deal with. No wonder everybody hates her.
Yeah, a lot of people hate her, and right now, looking at the items, we got to look at the Eve, where the Brute Force Breastplate has been picked up. So for Occupy Thrones, if they do want to catch someone out, they got to make sure that they see this item first, because you're going to have to... You have to invest a little bit more into that.
Yep, Red Woman manipulation going in, zoning out Maro away, but the kick will be there. Try to tell someone, look at how tanky Maro is, but it's gonna be the peel coming in, but Maro, he's still alive though, nowhere for Maro to run finally. The squirrel jump, and he has to fall on the ground someday.
Close call. If only this was maybe 2 or 3 minutes into the game more, then maybe Gado would have gotten a kill or two. But at least they're just trading Maro. Maro's more than happy to be of service to his squad this way and eventually get them to the late game where they're more comfortable. Something I want to talk about. Saigon is owning mid. Saigon, the fact that he hasn't really left this lane as much is at least keeping RRQ Akira in a small lead. Again, that's 1,000 gold.
But King, Maro scouts out King for now, but it's going to be the turtle has already spawned. Occupy Thrones currently working on purple buff for now. Maro's going to engage in and jumping out, but Tekashi going in the back line. The Bravest Warrior activating on Furry 77 and 12, but it's Furry 77 responding with the Bravest Warrior, and now they have to run away. The Shark going in, finding Luis, but he has to bike out. Furry 77 still on the run as well, just biking out, chucking it down. Lil coming back, taking the turtle away.
Oh, bodies are falling, Luis for
Oh,
Fury,
no,
and it's not
done yet. Occupy Thrones putting pressure on enemy's wound and peeling it apart.
If we see an instant replay, we can see how Occupy Thrones is actually isolating people from RRQ Akira, because that's what we were talking about. You got to find a way to isolate members of RRQ Akira to make sure that Neo has optimized damage. Now, the way to do it is kind of weird, because Shadow Kill to put everyone together, and once everyone is together, then they start isolating people. So reverse order, but it still works out.
It's isolation
By
with more steps.
Exactly.
It's like, we come together and then we isolate and then we come together again. Occupy Thrones, I think the way that Maro has been playing this Hilda is actually making so much sense. Opening up the map, everyone somehow is scared of the Hilda.
With the way that Maro had stepped up, originally they had a different shot caller. It was their mid laner previously, Joke. But now it's Fury 77. Maro had to come into the leadership role, and here he's making all the difference. He shrank that gold lead previously about 1,000 and change. Now it's OT who's actually owning the map.
And look at this, the main damage deal, Lunox as well as the Brody already having 2 core items. I would say if they want to fight, this is the time to fight, because you gotta engage the Brody before he gets his Blade of Despair. Once that is online, this is a very scary Brody. Lunox, just by having 2 items, right? Lightning Truncheon as well as the Clock of Destiny, you can already wreak havoc.
And thinking of the possibilities, right? We really haven't seen the full potential of Gado just yet. He can even survive when King tries to dive him. But so far, RRQ Akira have picked up on it. Hey, Occupy Thrones are owning more of the map. We should watch out. Tekash tries to engage, cancels it. Oh, no, Leo!
It's so hard to see Hayabusa just jumping in back and forth like that. Leo, super slick on this. This is the assassin that he's comfortable with. Maro gets slowed down by the E for now. Leo, oh, he actually catches Gusta Luca, but have to run away. Look at how much Gusta Luca hurt.
Look at this, it's very crazy, but Luis gets a kick.
Luis got a K for 7-7, actually blowing down the real one manipulation. Icon following suit, but he gets cancelled by Hog at the same time. Torn apart memory, not tearing people apart from the side of QI Thrones. It's gonna be Leo going into the shadow kill all the way to the back. King looking to reload. Shuriken there to finish the king off. Hog will be there to say hi to Tekashi. Backsaw because Occupy Throne pick up a good kill.
Look at the way Occupy Thrones is approaching the fight. Leo is the one engaging. He's giving the idea, I'm gonna use my Ogi Shadow Kill, and that forces the members of RRQ Akira to actually move together.
Up Meryl running away, running for the hills at the same time. He's super fast. RRQ Akira cannot catch up.
He is just zooming on throughout the map. He's been doing this since minute 1. If Fury 77 answers.
Real world manipulation goes in again. Saiyan has to back off.
Something tells me Occupy Thrones needs to go a little faster. The fact that they took the Lord in under 10 seconds, they should just take advantage of the lead.
And like I said, Lunox really just needs these 2 items, and Leo really showing that he's training his brains off because he's not really committing, but he's making RRQ Akira think, I could commit, but will I commit? And that's really ruining RRQ Akira's in the way that they want to position themselves around the map.
Yes, and that's what RRQ Akira has been doing so well. In the games that they win, it's their pace, it's their tempo, and Occupy Thrones, their off-kilter way of playing the gold laner and assassin roles are throwing them off, and they're starting with a quad shadow into a shadow kill.
Quad shadow kill, gotta go all the way in the back line as well, but he's gonna get chunga all the way in. Gonna be, oh no, his Gado's still alive, going in the Burnins as well. Burnin 77 pick up a double kill at the same time. It's gonna be Occupy Thrones cracking over the mid lane for now. It's gonna be the secondary engage coming up from Leo. King coming in to try to make things work, but Hope super tanky. Burnin 7, but look at Maro. He's here with the ultimate. How King's down the King.
1-4-3. Say what you will about a gold laner being traded for 3 members, but they're converting out of their minds a top lane tier 2 plus a tier 2 in mid.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you seen a support assassin? That is Leo right there. The shadow kill, more of like a fake engagement tool, and he is super sleek. Shadow kill once again, all the way with dodging Tekashi, but he will fall, unfortunately. But that is so much time being bought by Thrones.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you seen a better example of a caster curse? The moment he talks about a player, oh, this guy's good, oh, he got sacrificed. Speaking of which, Luis gets a kick on tomorrow.
Kick not tomorrow, but where's the follow-up coming out? King is actually jumping around. He's had to go in with the ultimate, but it doesn't connect. Occupy Thrones know they're 1 member down. They have to disengage.
Look at that fat wave that Occupy Thrones have left down bottom. Gusa needs to clean some house. So again, at least we're seeing some effects of Occupy Thrones. I'd rather say exotic tempo, right? It's throwing RRQ Akira off their own pace, and that's what explains this 4K, maybe 3.5K gold lead at 12 minutes.
Here's the thing, you gotta make sure your opponent doesn't know your next move. Speaking of which, another move that's happening.
It's gonna be a disaster happening in the mid lane. Barrel's definitely trying to run away. Take a real manipulation. Gado, whoa, get artillery strike from the sky. 2 members from the side of Occupy Thrones has gone down in a very unfortunate moment.
2 for none. RRQ Akira are shrinking this gold lead, and this Lord is looking dangerous. It's luminous.
Yeah, right now Luis is really saying, Depo is like, okay, you know what, enough of this. If I see absolutely any of you, I'm gonna catch you off guard, and my team is gonna follow up. A concealed play is happening. Is anyone gonna get sacrificed?
Oh Lord, at less than half health. Luis's eyes on Maro. Hulk not even gonna get any closer. king is gonna retribution that lord to oblivion, and RRQ Akira back in this game.
Yes, RRQ Akira definitely will be regaining a lot more control, a lot more goal momentum as well. But hold on a second, Hulk. Oh, King, he gets terrified as well, but he's to be able to dash out alive. But 37 say, no, I'm gonna pull you down with a flicker first kill.
Any other team would have waited for the rest of their members to come on and then made a plan, but not Occupy Thrones.
I gotta say, looking at both these teams right now, I think they're playing with emotion. They're not really like, all right, this is the strategy. It's like, no, nah, me angry, me fight.
Me kill.
Me kill.
Me Hulk, just literally what Occupy Throne's doing right now. Leo going in. I don't know what he can do against Gusta Lagusta though. Wind of Nature will be activated but now, but will go into nothing but Occupy Thrones. Oh! God, memory! Tears the Hayabusa up.
Me find Brody.
Me kill. That's how single dimension right now Occupy Thrones has evolved into. But it's going to be RRQ Akira gaining control. This game has devolved into something very crazy.
Yep, this is going to be a difficult defense for Occupy Thrones now that RRQ Akira has regained part of the map. They have a very small lead. Vision though, Occupy Thrones knows a little bit more. Oh, successful Lord defense, but wait!
Lewis, he's kicking first, 7-7 saying right into the real one manipulation, just buying some time. Takashi just slashing down Occupy Thrones. Maro will be the victim, and now it's going to be Takashi just buying some time to try to push down, using the minions, trying to land on some turret damage, but Occupy Thrones successfully defends for now.
I gotta give it over to Leo, not Occupy Thrones Leo, Caster Leo, because you called it out. Occupy Thrones, they should have fought a little bit faster because now RRQ Akira, they got the tempo back on their own field based off Lewis saying, guys, I had enough, let's go.
Yeah, of course, the real one, Malaysia and Gado is out of the fight for now. He has to go back and reset. Look at how taking half HP. Leo, what are you doing? Right into the shadow kill, but he's actually doing something well. Maybe ambush RRQ Akira all the way back, but the stun coming in. The Wind of Nature activated the handful. Ultimate misses. Gusta Lagusta, he likes it as Furry 77 replies with a revenge.
1 for 1, both key members of both the squads. Luis gonna make it home safely. Maro still looking for bodies again. It's that savage, that instinctive, that very intrinsic way of playing Mobile Legends still on display here in this 16-minute bout. Let's take a look at the items.
Here's the thing, I thought the Brody had a Blade of Despair. He's like, no, I totally have way more than enough damage because now he has the Demon Hunter sword, so he has extra attack speed. So if anyone wants to tank, they can try. They legit can try, but they won't be able to get away with it. Looking at the itemization, he has the answer towards the Lunox. He has the answer towards the Hayabusa. So it's counterintuitive, but maybe don't go for the Brody first. Take members one by one, leaving him alone, and then go for it.
And that's way too many decisions, I believe, for Occupy Thrones to make right now, given the sudden clapback that RRQ Akira put on the board. Permanent damage to their mid, to their top, and now they force an ult from Gado.
Oh, that may be big.
Oh
and now
my
Gado will get kicked right into real woman base. Look at Leo in the background. Lucas activating the Wind of Nature at the same time. Leo trying to chase, but Lucas has proven super slick as well. And now Leo is the one that has the gun from the hills. It's going to be the assassin on the run right here, the king. But oh, Leo, where is he going? I don't know where, but it's going to be the Windnets. The Windnets coming out from RRQ Akira. And Occupy Thrones have to go back and try to defend. But no, RRQ Akira is showing them they want to make sure that Occupy Thrones doesn't go back for the fight.
Oh no! Those minions are getting cleared though. The fight is still continuing. Hulk still alive, torn apart memory, taking down the Fredrin.
Taking down the Fredrin as well. 37-7 respawn just in time. It's going to be 3 members. Sega doesn't really have the ultimate as well, so it is going to be cleared up by 37-7. That is an emergency situation.
You know what? This game just got turned out to be so much fun. Gado 0, 3, and 4. He's looking for his moment. He's looking for that opportunity. But because he's looking for that opportunity, Luis sees him first and be like, you can go into brilliance, I can still catch you, dude.
That's why they call him the Brazilian heartbreaker, right? Like, you want to do something and you're so sure you can, but Luis just says, no, not on my watch. Let's take a look at this Lord. It is indeed evolved, ladies and gentlemen, so it has that extra ability. It can help clear waves, hurt opponents on the defense, all the worse. And again, at least Occupy Thrones, they have Maro here in this Pixel Brush. I wonder, how can they find a catch?
So much bush control here from the side of RRQ. Occupy Thrones, they do have some form of bush control, but Leo is super ballsy right here, trying to look for any form of puzzle to shadow kill as well. But Occupy Thrones has a very wide open base. They have to stem that bleeding for now. RRQ Brazil will start that Lord.
In this fight, look at Luis. He's looking for it. He's looking for Gado. He's looking for Leo. He's dictating the fight. If no one touches Gado in this up-and-coming fight, it could be all Occupied Thrones. But if Luis catches him, there's going to be trouble.
Oh, Astro Thunder not letting go. Oh, finally the Lord gets reset. But look at this, the Y bush to the east. Huge presence from Occupied Thrones there. Oh, RRQ Akira gonna come in, conceal play.
He's looking for a conceal play as well. Hog will be the victim for now. He's got all the members of the RRQ Wolf climbers in it. But Furry 77 is actually running ground. Hog trying to buy some time, but not enough. He's got Furry 77 jumping all the way in. Second has to run for now. Meryl does have the king, but the king is actually trying to dish a dash. Gustav Lucas is finally joining the fight right now. Just like hard damage. RRQ Brazil definitely carrying. And then there was laid out Furry 77 and Gado at the same time. There is no way for Maro to follow them.
2 for none so far, and RRQ Akira happy with the results. No free Lord for neither squad. They both have to reset. 2K gold lead for the boys from Brazil.
Small mistake by Gado just now, but hold on, this could be a bigger mistake by King. He went inside a 1v2.
As time goes by, the amount of mistakes that you'll start to make will escalate. Takashi already using the ultimate right now, but it's going to be Leo. Oh no, he get caught. Gusta Lugusta, he is here. The real one manipulation, the winter truncheon going in. The quad shadows, not enough.
Too much to expect Leo to survive that. That's basically all the surviving members of RRQ Akira looking for revenge for their fallen jungler. Now, as quickly they turn to the Lord.
Okay, here's the thing, Occupied Thrones. You got 2 members going up against 4. How ballsy are you to go in? Because right now Luis is going for Maro. Looks like they're abandoning the Lord. They're going for a fight.
They're going for the fight as well. Gonna going in all the way into Brilliance. We'll start this out. Hulk is actually going in as well. Gets slowed infinitely. Real one man division going in for his 77. Holding on to the ultimate of the Lapu Lapu. Instead, Occupy Thrones. This Lord fight has gone on way too long.
Numbers don't lie. We said it before the game even started. RRQ Akira, if they see Lord, if they see members of the opponent team, we're going for the opponent team. We like fights a little bit more. But right now, they're securing the Lord for themselves.
Oh, yeah.
No way Occupied Thrones can get it. King secures it.
Yes.
Jays, this is what they call a Lord dance. All right, this happens about 4 or 5 times per game in a Filipino match in the MPL. And I have to say, RRQ Akira have done so well to orchestrate it, and Occupy Thrones did their best to respond. And that's why it lasted so long. We were originally looking at an 18-minute Lord. Now it's scaled up. It's a 21-minute Lord marching down mid.
This is very scary for Occupied Thrones because now there is almost no way for you to isolate anyone. Lord comes in. Luis tries to find someone.
Oh, Hawk in the middle to take on the damage as well. Second, we'll start with the real one manipulation first. 77 doesn't really have the ultimate to work with. The Lord is already chunking down at the Occupy Thrones core. Maro is desperately buying by some time, but RRQ Brazil focus down the road of Occupy Thrones. And now there's 1 member down as well. Occupy Thrones buy some precious time, but for how long?
Oh, they cleared the minion waves. King brought one through the bottom. Leo very low.
Leo very low. Second will be there to clean it up. It's now going to be a 3v5 in the favor of RRQ. As well, Luis will actually fall down and sacrifice at the same time. Hulk is absorbing so much damage, but he will not be there for long. Second going into real one manipulation at the same time, but Gustav Lucas going in for the crazy plays. Go ahead. Nothing left for Occupy Thrones.
May have taken a while longer, but RRQ Akira have found a way. They're sending the MPL MENA champions home tonight. GG, well played, and thank you to Occupy Thrones, but RRQ Akira moves on to the next round.
Saying they did well is an understatement. They understand what was going on, and then they, with the experience that they have, they know how to fight against it. They know how to fight against Occupied Thrones, and even though Occupied Thrones has been eliminated, I gotta say good sportsmanship because smiles are all around.
Just let it soak in, ladies and gents. Occupied Thrones, I think they outdid themselves. Maro, on the other hand, causing so much havoc. This is an unconventional game of Mobile Legends Bang Bang, but truth to be told, RRQ Akira still reigns supreme.
Well, unconventional makes for really entertaining matches. But for now, the boys from Brazil stand tall. Let's give it up. Viva RRQ! Vamos! And congratulations, obrigado, to our boys from Brazil. Let's throw it over to our analysts to break down game number 2 and the rest of the series that Viva RRQ took home.
Can't help it. I can't help it. I mean, we were cheering here, bobbing along with this amazing band and the supporters from RRQ, Akira, and just RRQ in general. And again, the throne, for now, that throne has been conquered.
Yeah.
It's a sweep here for RRQ Akira over Occupy Thrones, but again, it's been a amazing experience watching Occupy Thrones, the journey that they've had up to this point, and you know, it's always sad to say goodbye to these teams that have to get knocked out here in the knockout stage, but you know, the tournament must move on. But still, Occupy Thrones, congratulations to you, GGWP, and RRQ Akira. What a performance.
What a performance from them. I'm gonna have to say that Occupied Thrones all throughout the group stages and now the knockout stages were so many close goals for the team. I think this is just about their experience that's speaking, right? Or lack thereof of Occupied Thrones. But the skill is there. You can see it. They know what they're doing. They know what they wanted to do. They're just not that clutch as compared to a team like RRQ Akira who had more, you know, longer training, more experience internationally. But still, Occupied Thrones, a very commendable performance.
Bright future.
Bright future,
I
for
mean,
sure.
that's what you can see here. I mean, they've made it to this point, and it was still, you got to think, it was a team that a lot of people didn't know what to expect from them, right? I mean, that was the case for a lot of these teams here, and there's a very bright future there for Occupy Thrones.
Yeah, I feel like the first 2 days of the lower bracket are always kind of tear-jerkers, even for us casters, because we get to see these teams, we get to see them perform, and especially the ones who make it from here forward. It's not as bad, because they've made it pretty far, but Occupy Thrones, a great performance, but in the end, only one team can occupy the throne. Now, Brazil did a phenomenal job holding it together through those games, even with that tough start of the second game. I mean, very well played.
Well, we're going to find out here. Again, this is a long game, considering the average time for a lot of these matches in M4. 22 minutes and 26 seconds here. This was a nail-biter, I do want to say, you know, and Wolf, how is this looking for the items?
You know, RQ Akira, I thought that they will have the better early game composition. I thought that they will take over the early game just because of the fact that they have like Eve as well as the Brody. And even Brody having already like Maleficor and Demon Hunter sword, you should have a lot of damage ready for RQ Akira. But then again, their choice this time is for King to be a little bit more passive, right? You have the Genius one for sure, but the rest is like oil on the defensive spot. So what I'm trying to say here is that RRQ Akira didn't have enough to overwhelm Occupy Thrones because of their Occupy Thrones' itemization, as well as the fact that they're actually finding the mark. Gado, I mean, even when he went 0-5, I think this is still a pretty impressive performance from the Lunox.
I mean, when we crept into the end of that game, the fights were definitely long in the choices of the Haas Claws on Gusta Lagusta plus the DHS. Then you take a look at King, who built more bulky, and you even take a look at Takashi, building the sustainability with that Bloodlust axe and everything. They were ready for the long haul. They wanted to bring in those long fights. Now, taking a look at some of these statistics, the forgotten one with Sagan picking up 12 assists, and then Gusta Lagusta, I know it was a long game, but 130,000 damage. That's insane. Hulk taking most of that.
Yeah, for sure. You know, when we saw Gusta Lagusta not perform that well in the early stages, you're quite afraid for RRQ Akira already because they drafted an early game composition. Come the late game, you see him like time his ultimate, time his stun actually so well, and even his ultimate, he doesn't just throw it away. He waits for the right and opportune moment. And I can fairly remember that outplay he did against Leo when he went in. I mean, Leo went in with a quad shadow, as well as the shadow kill. He eventually had like Wind of Nature available for that, and Gusta Lagusta just also made enough space for him to get out of the zone after the shadow kill coming out from Leo. So there were many outplay moments from this guy, even when he's playing a Brody.
I mean, that's the thing. There was moments of brilliance here that
Correct.
really worked in favor of RRQ Akira, because still at certain points in the game, it was looking like, you know, Occupy Thrones could take that game and take us to a game 3. Unfortunately for Occupy Thrones, they couldn't finish the game, right? I mean, they were winning some skirmishes here and there, but it was still a very difficult game to turn around for them. And you know, we're not surprised, right? Gusta Lagusta having a massive game here on this Brody. We saw just how much he was able to farm up the 10-2-6 KDA here, looking really strong on this Brody pick.
Yeah, and I mean, and as I said before, he didn't go with any sort of defensive, like no brute force, nothing like that, but instead went for the DHS in the Haas clause. And I was actually asking Wolf about the DHS during the game. I'm like, do we think that works? And my guess was, I think it maybe gives a bit more possible finish-offs with the
Damn it. Torn apart memory.
torn apart memories.
You say your memory was torn
My
apart.
memory was torn apart.
Yeah, it's very true. I think that the idea here for RRQ Akira is just to burst on the members of Occupy Thrones as soon as possible. That's why they chose for this build. And I think that he went for the Haskell's after the fact that his Wind of Nature is on cooldown. So he's very active with his item choices. Whenever you don't need an item, just sell it and trade it for a cheaper one. Haskell's does the job, and eventually Gusta Lagusta is just able to sustain himself in the latter portions of the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we saw, right? We saw a lot of these extended fights go on through this game, and those Haas class is a big component of surviving that, and not to mention, too, not just the item, but the fact of his positioning, right? We saw a lot of the times, even that last siege on the base, how clutch the positioning for Gusta Lagusta was.
Most definitely. Even the position of him from the 5 to 10 and 5 second minute mark. I mean, able to rotate. Once he got the advantage in the gold lane, he starts to move over to the XP lane, starts to help with these objectives. And taking a look at some of these highlights, you can even see him now being so important in game 1, hitting that crossbow of Tang at such clutch times. RRQ Akira really dominating, I feel like, in game 1, but even here, being so pivotal throughout the whole series.
Yeah, all throughout the series, that Gusta Lagusta just pulls through for RRQ Akira. I mean, everybody was pulling their own weight in game number 1. Come game number 2, it was really rocky at the start, but eventually they were able to manage to overwhelm Occupy Thrones. I'm excited to see game number 2. This is game number 1. It was pretty one-sided. RRQ Akira just got the OT's number. Specifically with the game, with how they are able to play it, and we are going to see Sagan play the Eve once again, and King playing now the Joy. It wasn't as smooth as game number 1, but you're gonna notice the torn apart memories just destroying Occupy Thrones many times this game.
Not only that, but every time he lands a hit, you can see his health bar come back a bit, and that's where it was just. He was really able to, especially against like a Fredrin or something like that, where you know these fights are gonna go on. And it was just, I think that's what really helped throughout the final parts of these games.
I mean, even there, like that highlight right there, the fact the positioning from Gusta Lagusta was crucial here. And even here, you can see he's outside the base, right? Waiting patiently, then goes in, because he knows that that's pretty much the end right there.
There's no